Hey guys, it's Talon. Today I'm going to be coaching a Master Nami player. So I tried a few videos showing the entire coaching session, or at least like going over 2 games. And that did, when I just looked at kind of like the viewership and everything, did seem to get less views than the previous ones. So it seems like based on the feedback I'm getting that people prefer the shorter style where it's just one gameplay and then I'll show like the notes at the end. So for this one, it's just going to be me going over the first game that I go over with this Nami player, and then I'll show the notes that we go over after that. So again, I know some people do prefer the longer ones, some like the shorter ones. So I'll try to mix in having, again, the longer and shorter ones. But for this one, it's going to be just me going over one game, so I hope you guys enjoy. If you're interested in coaching, feel free to DM me on Discord or Twitter. It's $15 an hour. And yeah, let's get right into it. What do you go for runes?
So for this game, it just depends. I wrote down what they were though. Give me a second. So that game was Airy, Weakness, Bone Plating, and Manifold Band.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I mean, I think mana flow and area are always going to be the same, and then I like going Scorch for early laning, but like weakness is fine too.
Yeah, I used to go Scorch. I used to actually go like the full AP damage Nami, but I've been having more luck with like a more supportive build recently.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I prefer the supportive build as well. But already here, like, this is not great that we're in a bush with our teammate here, because if, like, the fact that we're grouped means Seraphine can easily, use her spells on both of us at the same time. It's better,
Okay.
like, as an enchanter to just stand on the opposite side of the minion wave as your teammate.
Okay.
Like, this is more what you want to do if you're, like, Thresh or Nautilus or something, so.
Okay.
Because yeah, we saw there, like now we both got hit by her CC, so you're kind of too close to your teammate. Like you want to be on a horizontal line so that you're like able to auto people at the same time, but you want to be spread out enough where yeah, CC won't hit you and everything.
Okay.
Because our auto range in this lane is a lot higher than our opponents. Like Caitlyn and Nami are probably, I don't know, maybe the 2 highest auto ranges of any bot lane champions. So like you should be trying to auto as much as possible because like your range is so much higher. So if they have to walk up at you, your Caitlyn will easily be able to auto as well.
Okay.
And then also, since our jungler is on our side of the map, we want to trade more aggressively, so you should also just walk up as much as possible when your jungler's here. And then you can even E yourself here, like you E your teammate, but your teammate's walking back, so the E is not really going to do anything. If you just E yourself and then you go auto them, like you still get the same amount of damage. Yeah, this is good that we rotate to help our team. That was good so far. I mean, the main thing for Nami is the laning phase. Like, it's pretty straightforward how to play her afterwards. And then I also kind of recommend going a second point in W and not going Q into level 4. Because usually it's pretty hard to land it. Like, the only time that I would go Q level 3 is when either you think you're getting ganked or you think you were going to, like, fight, like, at the scuttle like you did there. Because in those cases, the bubble can actually, like, have better follow-up from your teammates. But since you already got the scuttle, you probably want to just go W again and then go Q level 4.
Okay. Yeah, I used to go Q second. But
I did too, yeah. I played probably like 500 Nami games, and I'm pretty sure for my first like 200 or 300, I would go Q every time second. But yeah, like I just kind of realized it's not as good value after watching some other players.
Yeah, something I've been trying to work on is the E auto. I'm really bad at target locking.
Yeah, do you try using portrait lock or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've started using that like in the past couple of days. Because I would E and then I would try to auto and then steal farm and my ADC would get mad at me.
Yeah. But yeah, so far not a ton happens in this lane. It's mostly just, yeah, the not grouping by our teammate for CC, and then we could change our upgrade order. But so far you played this pretty well, so that's good. I feel it's always the hardest to learn from Enchanter games because they're more like, there's just less to do on Enchanters than some other champs. But your
Yeah.
teammate ends up dying here, I think. Oh, they survive, nice. But I don't really think you needed to flash, but there's not much to
Yeah.
like talk about there. It's just
Yeah. I think there are a couple times in this game where I flashed when I didn't need to, and especially in the next game, I had a couple really stupid ults, but
yeah.
um,
I mean, that is kind of more of like again, that's not something I can necessarily coach you. It's kind of as you
right.
play, like you just got to be okay with making mistakes and dying so you can learn like what situations you can actually get away with things in, because if you're always playing scared, then you're never really gonna like be able to figure out the limits of your champion. So
Hmm.
but at the same time, because you're an enchanter, you do need to like value your life a lot, so obviously you still need to play pretty safe. So it's good at least that you have in the mindset that you're just trying to stay alive, because that's so
Yeah.
good. Here, I think you have ult, right? No, you don't. Okay. I was gonna say, like, normally when there's like about a minute left, I'll just kind of throw my ult in the lane because
Oh, okay.
it's gonna come back up for dragon. Like, if there's ever an opportunity, I just use it just cause. Well, here you use it, that's good, because it won't be up for drag, but if the drag doesn't instantly get started, then it'll be up.
Hmm.
But again, the same thing. I'm gonna go back just a second for that ultimate. The reason it hits both of us is because again, you're next to your teammate. Like, you should be on the opposite side. Because if you're standing near this bush while your teammate goes here, you're able to get a ton of autos on them. They can't target both of you. This is even better if you have flash, because obviously if you don't have flash, it's a little hard because they could both target you. But you're Caitlyn, if you're on like an equal line with her, you can both auto people and you're not worried about CC. So that's really the main thing
Okay.
so far in lane, is just grouping. Especially, I mean, Xayah and Seraphine both have a lot of like CC, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, generally too, when I go over games with people or when I go over games myself trying to get better, I don't want to focus on too many things at once. Like I'll point out like every mistake I see in this game, but after that we're kind of just going to figure out the things that's most important to work on, because we don't like to improve, you don't really need to like fix 10 different things, right? It's like if you focus on 2 to 3 to 4 things in your next like week of games or whatever and you improve on all of those, like that's going to be enough. And then once you actually feel like you improve those, that's when we start moving on to more stuff. Because if you try to improve everything at once, it's really difficult to actually like get good at it, because you're
Yeah.
not trying to think about so many things. So the laning phase, I think, is definitely going to probably be the main thing to work on. Is mostly just that, like trying to sneak in more autos in lane because Nami has such high range, and then not being next to our teammates like that.
Okay. Yeah, I never thought about spacing from
Yeah.
my ADC.
Nice, he steals it. That was good. Are you a solo queue usually, or?
Yeah,
You are?
most
Okay.
of the time. Hmm.
Nami's like probably the best solo queue enchanter. Like most of the enchanters are kind of hard to carry within solo queue, but Nami's pretty good for it.
Yeah, I normally go Nami. If Nami gets banned, I'll try to go Karma.
Those are my two
I
enchanters that I play too. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, I'm still working on engage supports. Um,
Yeah, they have more like, well, they're more all in. So if you make a mistake, it's really like you die
yeah,
for it. So I'd say like Thresh and Rakan are like good like mixes where they're engaged, but they also have like ways to escape and they're not all in. So if you're like trying to learn one, but you don't want to like, always have to go in, those are like decent ones to learn.
okay. Yeah, I've been trying to to work on learning engage supports. I'm just like almost every champ I play is at least sort of ranged.
Yeah.
So it's just been a little bit hard.
Yeah, it takes time. They're super fun though once you get pretty good at them.
Hmm.
And yeah, again, like you always want to be like, I'm really going to talk about this a lot because it's just like
Hmm.
the thing that really needs to be focused on, just because we can't improve on this if we're not winning our lane. Like again, your
Right.
teammate is up here and we're behind here. We always want to be in like the same line so we can auto the same person, because you see
Okay.
Seraphine's doing the same thing where you can't even see her other teammate. So
Yeah.
if you're both here, she's getting autoed by 2 people, and instead each person is just autoing each other. So like you'd be getting pretty much double the damage on her, and she either
Okay.
dies or uses flash probably if you land a bubble here, which would be pretty easy too. So like you see how she's half health, like she definitely dies there if you. I think she might die anyways, but okay, again, yeah, the flash. Like here,
Mm-hmm.
you're so much higher health, you should just flash forward, right? Because they're both like 1
Okay.
HP, you're full health, you can flash forward and try to bubble them, and they die or they lose flash, and you, even if you don't kill them, they have to back, and then you get tower plates because you know that their jungler just went for Herald or is going for Herald, so you're like not worried about a gank right now.
Okay.
So I'd just say like just even be okay with dying and just try to play overly aggressive, like in your next couple of games. Just don't worry about the outcome. Just like, yeah, just make aggressive plays because you do seem
Okay.
a bit scared in some of these situations.
Yeah.
And like even here, we know their jungler probably wants to go for Herald, so we like, in my opinion, we should stay for the plates. One, now their jungler comes, and I think like if their jungler comes, I'm okay with dying because we get the Herald, and then we get turret plates on a different part. So like I'm fine with trading that. And since their jungler's here, I don't think he should be, but he is. In my opinion, I would stay for the plates because one, you get your sickle procs on the turret because I think you have 1 or 2 left, and then you also are able to obviously like basically kill the entire turret if nobody else comes. And then if their jungler does come, even if you die, you give him 300 gold, but the Herald is going to get plates, which is at least 400. Actually, it's at least 600 gold. So even if you die, you're still gaining gold on the other side of the map for your team.
Okay. So even if my ADC leaves, should I
No, if your
stay?
ADC leaves, then you should back with them. But I was just saying, like, ideally you ping that you go for it and you go for it with him. And in this case, you probably both would have died and it would have not worked out. But I still think that it would be the correct decision to make.
Okay.
Okay, so he backs. Yeah, I mean, at this point, the game is looking quite good. So, I mean, we obviously just follow whoever is strong at this point. So once we take the turret, I'd just roam the rest of the game with my team. I wouldn't really stay in lane, which I'm assuming we're going to do.
Yeah.
And then also, like, obviously I can't see your actual screen, but you should be checking scoreboard fairly often to know who's strong and not, so that we know who we want to go around.
I had recorded like live gameplay, but the quality was so awful.
Yeah, no, replays are fine. They're perfectly fine. I'm assuming we're backing for an item, because otherwise it wouldn't be very useful. Yeah, okay, meteor. Yeah, if our jungler comes, we should still be able to kill them both, even if Galen dies, so that's good. I think you could meteor, like, when you ult them there. Like, I think you meteor a little late, but... Again, like, those things I'm not super worried about, like the random little mistakes, like those we can fix just by, you just play the game where you're going to fix those. It's more like the thing, like the laning phase is what we're probably going to want to focus on the most. It seems like you know what to do in terms of after you take the turret, you follow them, and then just like being more aggressive as well. Those are probably the 2 things that I really want you to focus on, at least from what I can see so far. But yeah, this is what I mean when like enchanters, if you're like master plus enchanter, it feels like once I watch like the middle parts of the game, there's so little to coach on because it's just you follow your team and then you click buttons on them. It's like very straightforward. It's the lane phase that is like that really separates like the good enchanter players, because that's like most people think enchanters are really no skill, but the laning is usually where the difference is made, I guess.
Right.
But also like never be too like a lot of it, like with how safe you play as an enchanter, I'm guessing that your KDAs are always really good, so like try to be more objective about, and I don't know because I don't know you, but like try to be pretty objective about how you view your games, not just like looking at KDA, because I'm guessing no matter how good or bad you play, your KDA is always going to be good. So
yeah, I never really worry about KDA.
Yeah, that's good.
It's normally around like 3-1 and a bunch of assists. So it's really easy to not die as an enchanter.
Like even there, you.
I was looking at map like, here and.
Yeah, you get stuck on the wall. I do that a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the main thing is like at this point when we're in the team fights, we just want to think about who we want to ult, which generally because of the fact that their comp is pretty all in, like Volleybird dives in, Corki might package in, Set ults in. we're probably going to want to be ulting after like a Seraphine ults us and then they go in, or after our team goes in, and you want to think about who on your team is going to need that. So obviously like your Caitlyn and your Lux are the people who are probably going to get dove on, so you want to try to be ulting to stop them from dying basically. Or if you can just get a really juicy ult to engage, obviously that's good too. But just try to think about those things before the fight starts.
Yeah, I was like really trying to focus on my positioning around objectives this game.
Yeah.
Because I tend to
the
get
main thing we have to be aware of is the Seraphine ult. What'd you say? Sorry.
Yeah. I tend to get stuck in the pit.
Oh yeah. I think it's like actually a really good thing to like go in the pit and like pretend that you're caught if you have flash. Like when I have flash, a lot of times I'll purposefully go into the pit just because I can get a really easy ult and they'll like try to go and kill me or whatever. But yeah, if you don't have flash, then you have to obviously be positioning a bit safer. Because there's no reason not to use your flash in basically every single objective fight, since it's going to be back up for the next one anyways, and those are the most important fights.
Okay.
So here we should definitely back off. We don't really know. Well, we actually do see them on the map, and yeah, so good. I mean, this is a win, and overall you do play quite well, so this is good so far for the most part. We just have those couple things, and I know I'm repeating myself a lot, but that's really how I try to go about improvement. It's like, in general, just focusing on like these couple things is really what's going to matter.
Right.
So, and I'm guessing the loss might have some more possible mistakes, and I'm just kind of skipping through because I don't know if there's too much to. We went and got a kill. That's good.
I escaped this.
That was nice. Holy 1 HP.
Yeah.
No. Why are we here actually? Okay, so this actually is kind of strange. Like I don't know if it's the best. I guess since you're Garen, I don't know if your Garen has Hullbreaker. He is not, okay. But either way, I don't know if we're really like if it really makes sense to go this far up now that I'm actually thinking about it. Like our entire team is nowhere near us, and we're going into basically their base. Like in my opinion, we should just let Garen die here. I'm actually surprised it works out. Yeah, it's because and then we have to flash out, and I think we just kind of get lucky that we end up getting a kill here, to be honest. So yeah, honestly, now that I'm looking at it in hindsight, this doesn't actually make much sense. Our entire team is nowhere near us, and we're kind of going up like on our own. Obviously it worked out, but say that you died there and your Garen dies, and like you're winning so hard too. So the thing you kind of want to think about when you're winning a lot is, or when you're like really ahead, is how can we lose? Because you're going to win if you just keep playing like normal, right? The only way you lose is if something like you and Garen randomly killing yourself and then they get Baron right after. But if you stay alive and then you can anticipate my team is going towards the bottom side of the map, my teammate's probably about to die, I need to go ward Baron, because if they get that kill they might go Baron. So I need to make sure that I'm stopping the Baron from being taken rather than like going forward here like that. And it did work out, so obviously that's partially hindsight, but in general just try to think more about where your teammates are.
Okay.
And in general, a lot, like with the fact that they have that Xayah, Seraphine, you're staying very next to your teammates. Like you should be again, just like the lane phase, more spread out, just because of the fact that they have so much CC. If they don't have that CC, then it's fine. But yeah, since they do. But if we have flash, we don't have to worry about that again as much. Like don't use your flash as like a last resort. You can use it as a resource. So if you can greed your positioning on purpose, because you have that flash up. So like if we do have flash and we're not worried, then it's fine. But we used that flash earlier when we were helping the Garen. So
okay.
Also, I don't think that we've warded the Baron for a long time, so probably could have gotten a ward on it at some point.
Okay.
Because yeah, they could technically, I mean, they could be sneaking it if they have Corki and Volley. Obviously, we see Volley right now, but had he just gone to top and we kept getting distracted here, they could just 2v2 it. Because it's like really squishy now with the new update, so it's pretty easy to kill now.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is kind of the thing. It's hard as especially enchanter support to really dictate like what your team does, but the fact that we're so far up when one Volibear is split pushing and two we're fighting near their tower for no reason, is like there's not much to gain out of this fight. If you guys win this fight, you just maybe take a turret. You probably don't have enough time to go to Baron, and if you lose this fight, then what Volibear did is what will happen. So again, like we had such a big lead, but now we're throwing this by doing this. So like your job here when your team is doing this is just to ping them off and hope they go off. If they keep going, you have to stay because you're the support, but you want to at least try to ping them. You want to like ping danger on Baron and like stuff like that. Just try to get them to be aware. And again, that's why if we ward Baron, your team will know they're on Baron. So then no matter what, obviously, they'll go there. So yeah, I guess it just seems a couple times in the late game we're just making these like, we're not thinking about how the enemy can win. We're just thinking we want more kills.
Okay.
Oh, you go for tier, okay. I'm not a fan of tier, but so many Namis do it. So like, I'm not gonna say it's wrong because a lot of like good Nami players do it. I don't know. I've just never been a fan of it.
Yeah, I'm really terrible about mana management.
I see.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
In the next game, I like try this rod build, which I ended up not liking, but I don't build tier if I do that.
Well, yeah, because rod has mana. I'm not a fan of rod either. I mean, I think I'm go the same build. I go mandate and then staff. Yeah, I go the same build as you basically. I just don't go tier as well.
Yeah.
The only support I go tier on is Nautilus to go the whatever the item's called, the tank tier item. But
yeah.
So here, I mean, I don't know. Is their jungler dead or?
Yeah, he is, okay. No.
Is
he? Yeah, yeah. I tried to ping them off.
Wait, our jungler's dead. What the heck? Okay.
Yeah.
This makes no sense. What the?
Yeah, I tried to ping them off and they just kept doing it.
Well, yeah, if they do it, you have to do it. You know, it's the same thing. Like. And then since your jungler's dead, I'd literally like try to save bubble for when it's low to try to fight it. That was so stupid of our team, but
yeah,
it worked. It really was. Whatever. Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. But if they do that, you just have to follow and hope that it works out. I guess it's unfortunate, but
yeah.
Garen's not here too, and does he have TP? Oh, he has no TP. I don't really think that this makes much sense from Garen, but it's what it is. I don't know if you have. I think you have flash. So yeah, like here, if you have flash, I would just be positioning like in like next to my team like this basically, and just trying to ult them right before they come in, and then I would just flash out as soon as in any danger. Like you play this fight really well overall. The positioning is good, and then you flash early. Like that's good too. I like greeting flash is not needed. Like in these team fights, flashing as early as possible is great because if you get CC'd or anything. So yeah, that was really good. Very well played. Again, most of your late game is good. It's like the few times where we greed when we have a big lead is mainly the only issue in that, and then the lane phase is really what we should mainly focus on. So
yeah.
So we'll start off with the lane phase. But like in lane, does it make sense if I say stay on a horizontal line with our teammate?
Yeah.
Like we don't want to be grouped, but yeah, okay. So
right.
To avoid CC. Be more aggro. Win really ahead. Just think about the lose condition. Does that make sense if I just type like that?
Yeah.
And then or win behind. Think about win condition. So like in that case where we're just looking for that 3-man ultimate, or we're making sure we ward Baron so that we can maybe steal it or stuff like that for the win conditions. What else was it that we talked about? Just I mean the other things are like panicking less and whatever, but that's more like not like you'll think about that and just as you get more comfortable playing and whatever. It was the warding then. Warding.
Yeah, the warding.
I'll just type warding, I think you'll know what that means. I think these are kind of the 4 things that are like most important to think about. I'm probably gonna upload this to YouTube so you can like go back and watch if you want to look at like the other specific things we talked about if you don't remember any of that, but
yeah.
I think for like these things are like the ones that I really want you to think about, and then the rest is like, again, things that hopefully they're in your mind, but if they're not, that's fine. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for the video. I hope you enjoyed. So I'm gonna try doing more like longer videos in terms of like gameplays or these coaching sessions for the next couple weeks, mainly because I really want to focus a lot of my time on trying to get Challenger on support, because there's roughly like 2 weeks left in the season. and I'm maybe 20-25 games away. So I'm going to be trying to spend a lot of time on that, meaning I'm going to probably just be having these easier to make videos that are more just gameplays or other things like that rather than a lot of the guides. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I'll still be making like a probably about 2-ish guides a week, but because I'm going to be focusing so much on Twitch and grinding that, it might be a little bit less often than normal. I hope you guys enjoyed as always though, and I'll see you guys in the next video.